For 20 years, my husband was hailed by everyone as the ideal husband, and our union had been full of love and dedication. But he sweetly persuaded me to get a divorce on our anniversary, calling it my anniversary gift. Was helping me become more self-sufficient, so I got up and gave him a slap across the face. Scumbag, did he? Truly believe he could trick me. Bill, William, and I were college classmates who talked about it endlessly. Philosophy together and his kind, considerate demeanor gradually captured my attention, and eventually we became a couple. After college, we made the decision to start a new life in New York. I was offered a position at a company that seemed promising, but Bill wasn't. Fortunately, he was passed over. A week before I started my new work, I discovered I was expecting Bill's. His face brightened with happiness as he embraced me and chuckled, declaring, "I'm going to be a dad." He wanted me to keep the child. We immediately applied for a marriage license, making a commitment that he would look after me for the rest of his life. He put my face in his hands and said, "To hold the wedding after the baby was born on the day we filed the paperwork. Mrs. William will now be the breadwinner and the lady of the house, taking care of both you and the infant. When the child arrives, we'll have our wedding." I nodded sheepishly, my heart full of optimism for the future. I declined my job offer because I was pregnant, and as it happened, Bill, who had been the company's second option, after being offered my job as a replacement, the candidate later grumbled about the company's sluggish career advancement and changed occupations, dedicating the next 20 years to raising our family, our child, and managing the household. I cooked, cleaned, and did my best to be a perfect homemaker. Our wedding ceremony continued to be delayed due to Bill's hectic schedule, until, in due course, it just ceased to be a priority. Appeared to completely forget about it, but he always proudly mentioned me in public. My wife is my ideal companion. Man could ask for without her, I wouldn't be where I am today. That I was lost in my memories when his voice pulled me back. "Anya, are you listening?" I smiled at him and asked playfully, "Darling, I don't fully understand. Did I do anything wrong?" He groaned. "The issue is that I've been moving forward for all these years and you've remained put. The longer time goes by, the more we're out of sync with those who are of sync can't continue on the same course indefinitely." Initially, the reason I hadn't worked a day since college was because our child was tiny and needed me. Later, Bill's parents moved in due to health difficulties, and I stayed home to care also for them. I once told Bill that I wanted to find work to lessen our financial burden, but he replied that you've been away from the workforce for years. You're out of touch with society, and with my parents' health difficulties, it's better if you take care of them and the children at home without wearing yourself out because we have enough money. Anya, you don't need to work. After years of silently battling a mounting sense of inadequacy at home, and Bill was out there conquering the world while I felt more and more worthless, but he was always kind and never criticized me. Comforting, but now his words hit me like a hammer to the chest. What would I do if he stopped loving me? He exhaled as though in relief. "I don't want to lose you, Dee. I don't want there to be a gap between us. Anyway, I've been trying to figure out how to assist you get over your anxieties, so let's take a little break. I found you a little location close by, and it will offer you $20,000 to start over. To become independent, you must learn how to live alone. We be on the same level again, Anya. I can't wait to see the new you." He spoke with more and more enthusiasm, as if this was the most fantastic idea he'd ever had. And strangely, I found myself agreeing. I would pack my things and leave our house tomorrow, but I was hesitant to ask Bill if we really had to do it this way. Bill's face stayed stern. "Anya, sometimes you realize who you really are, your potential, unless you damage your reputation. Remember who you were in college. This is for Olivia, not just for you. Additionally, we must lead by example, demonstrating to her your resolve to change or your willingness to back down." "I wish to change." "No more I do," I said promptly. "But if I go, what about you, Olivia, and your parents?" "Don't worry, we all want to support you and not hold you back. I've made all the arrangements, and my parents are returning to our hometown for a time, while Olivia is moving to a boarding school. Anya, after hearing how much work Dad puts in, the sooner you change, the sooner our family can be complete again." Shame grew in my breast that I finished packing swiftly. Bill grinned at me and said, "Anya, you've got this," hardly taking anything valuable with me. Tomorrow, when we take you to your new location, you'll emerge from this much stronger. Transformation is officially underway, but I still have work to do this afternoon, and tonight is a business function. Perhaps I won't be home, but get some rest, come home early, and take care. Naturally, he planted a kiss on my forehead as I was leaving, and before I went home, I made a stop at the grocery store, getting him some groceries and household goods. But when I eventually entered our front door, the house felt so empty that I sat on the couch and stared as silence engulfed me, my heart sinking. I told myself, this is just a challenge before happiness. You've wanted to work for years, so consider this a chance. You can accomplish this. After encouraging myself, I went to Bill's study and switched on his computer. Figured I might as well check some job listings, see if there was anything I could do. The screen lit up. The computer Bill used the previous evening had left it in sleep mode, and I noticed that a discussion forum was open on the screen, the title of the thread glaring at me like a slap to the face. My wife is great, but The post was written 6 months ago, and it was useless to me. How can I seek a divorce without paying compensation? My heart stopped. I rubbed my eyes, thinking I was seeing things, even though the account belonged to Bill and the author was anonymous. I told myself that Bill would never say this to me and that he loves me. With trembling hands, this must be an error. I clicked on the thread and began reading the entries. The words made my blood turn to ice, and I knew I was going to be backstabbed. I'm selfish, but I don't think that's a bad thing. My wife and I met in college. She's smart and attractive, and I looked well with her. But after we graduated, her friends insisted that I wasn't good enough for her, that I was influencing her. So I told her they were just jealous of her happiness. I thought I would keep things easy, so I relocated her to New York, far from her friends. Did we both apply to majors? I knew I had to restrain her while I waited for the results, so I sabotaged her. She was my main rival for the position, but I wasn't going to let her win. So when she became pregnant, I suggested we have a daughter, and she became a stay-at-home mom. When our kid got older, she wanted to go back to work. A housewife, thinking she could just start over, I brought my parents to live with us because I thought she might be able to pursue a career again simply because she had a degree. Even I find my mother's temper intolerable, but my wife put up with it all. At first, she complained, but I told her that my parents had sacrificed everything for me. After that, she never brought it up again. Now the kid is grown, I realize she's useless to me. She's just a burden, heavy weight I've been carrying all these years. She has been unemployed for years, has no money, and lacks survival skills. I want a divorce, but all the money is mine, and I don't want to give her a dollar. She's done nothing wrong, but that's not my concern. I simply don't care. I clenched my fists, my hands shaking, my nails digging into my palms. Bill had planned everything from the start. The love, the marriage, the child, even my seclusion. It was all a trap. My nails dug into my flesh, but I felt nothing. My heart was racing so hard that I thought it might explode out of my chest. Years ago, Lily had told me that Bill informed me that Lily was merely jealous and intended to destroy me, but I didn't believe her. For my satisfaction, he begged me to keep away from her, and I did. Heated tears streamed down my face as I forced myself to keep reading. The comments were filled with disgust, calling him a selfish bastard. Some people wanted him to die a miserable death, while others wished him a happy one. Some expressed empathy for me, but Bill? He replied with smug indifference. Save your insults, you're all as corrupt as I am. Did I violate any laws? If not illegal, it's not wrong. She loves me. It's her fault that she's too dim-witted to realize how terrible I am. Even when she was seriously ill, I didn't take the opportunity to get rid of her. That makes me a decent guy. Why? Because I'm willing to give her 20 grand. That's more than fair. Everyone makes their own choices in life. She chose to degrade herself, getting pregnant before marriage. My vision became very blurry, and then another update. Boys, I've got an update for you. Remember when you questioned what kind of woman is genuinely useful to me? Well, I found her. She's the owner of a partner company. Not pretty, older than me, but she brings in business. And with her deals, the position of marketing director is mine for the taking. She doesn't know I'm married. Even if she finds out, so what? As long as we both benefit, who cares? Oh, and our receptionist. Total babe. She knows I'm married and still throws herself at me. Amazing face, killer physique, how could I say no? And I figured out how to unload my wife with no losses. Please wait for my next update, which will be the date of everything he had said during dinner, and his discussion about doing this for my growth was posted the day before our anniversary. It was all a lie about helping me become self-sufficient. A carefully crafted, well-rehearsed lie. My mind spun. For 20 years, the only people in my universe had been Bill and Olivia. Even my own parents. I only spoke to them on Christmas. I had no friends, no support, nothing. 20 years of marriage, and I had nothing. Without thinking, I grabbed my phone and snapped images of the forum. I made sure to restore the computer to its exact previous state. I couldn't let him know I had seen it. The illusion was shattered. Reality hit me like a freight train, and the rose-colored lens I had used to view Bill for 20 years was shattered into dust. If not for him, my life may have been so different. I turned to the mirror, staring at the lady mirrored back at me. I didn't sleep that night. Bill never showed up, probably out celebrating his victory, basking in the thrill of his scheme unfolding exactly as he planned. Morning came, and he waltzed through the door, smiling as if nothing had happened. "Anya, you waited up for me? Look at those dark circles." He chuckled. "My client was a nightmare. We chatted so late I ended up crashing at the motel." I mustered a little smile. "It's nothing. I was simply worried about you." "I wanted to call, but I didn't want to interrupt your work." He stepped closer, running a hand through his hair. "Anya, I'm still a little buzzed. I don't think I should drive. You don't mind taking a cab to your new place, right?" His tone was lighthearted and easygoing, as though he were doing me a favor. Once more he smiled, in a different way. "Of course, darling, there is no issue at all." How could I have never seen how repulsive he really is? I would have been devastated to tell him not to worry, that I'd take a cab myself and let him get some rest. Instead, I looked at him and said, "Bill, why do I have the sensation we rehearsed that I'm leaving?" His face changed for a split second before he forced an awkward smile. "Sweetheart, what are you talking about? I'll be right here waiting for you to come home." I caught that momentary flare in his face. I grinned, relaxed, and said, "Get some sleep." "I'm off." Then I left the room, my body moving on autopilot. Following the address he had given me, I found the apartment. It was old, small, and painfully shabby. "Bill, you bastard, you better hope I never get the chance, because if I do, it will tear you apart," I muttered under my breath. Just then, my phone rang. "Baby, did you get there?" "I did, just tidying up a little." "I picked a nice site for you, didn't I? Close to downtown, peaceful neighborhood." "Bill, this place is awful. It's run down and the area feels unsafe. Why don't you come here instead and I'll go back home?" His voice sharpened. "Anya, keep in mind that this is about creating a positive environment, not about comfort. Comfort will only make you complacent." There it was again, the subtle manipulation. I played along. "All right, Bill, your stomach acts up when you don't eat. Go get something, okay? I'll finish cleaning up and head out to look for a job." Unbearable emptiness pressed down on me as I hung up and stood there in silence. I opened my laptop and made a new account and surreptitiously retrieved Bill's post. There was an update. "Hurry up, guys. I got that fool woman out of my house for just $20,000. Feels amazing. My fresh start begins now." The comments poured in. "Damn, dude. Respect." "Your wife was a total doormat, huh? Wait, does this indicate that you've stopped keeping us informed? You are a piece of man who is headed to hell." Honestly, lots of guys think this way. He's just the one saying it out loud. My fingers trembled as I typed a response. It was so disgusting and selfish, don't you think? "Not worried your wife would find out?" His response was quick. "That I know my ex-wife too well. By the time she figures it out, it'll be too late. And don't worry, I'll keep updating. You'll all get to watch as I climb my way up the social ladder. To all the critics, just wait. This city will show you that you are mistaken." I had one person I knew, Lily, but I was too ashamed to call her. I hesitated, staring at her name in my contacts, untouched for years. Summoning every ounce of courage, I pressed the call button. "Hello, who's this?" My throat tightened and tears streamed down my cheeks, but I was unable to speak. "Hello, is someone there?" I gasped for air, barely holding back my sobs. "And is that you?" And hearing her call me by my childhood nickname shattered the last bit of my composure. I broke down. "It's me, Lily. Where are you? What happened? Tell me where you are, Lily. I'm on my way." She quickly reached my apartment, entered with the poise and self-assurance of a consummate career woman, successful and independent. I, on the other hand, had become a shell of a person, a lifeless husk shaped by years. My eyes were burning and tears were streaming from my lips as I felt alone and submissive. Before I could stop them, the words poured out. "Why they're here by themselves? Where Bill is?" Everything I had held inside came crashing down. A rush of emotions poured through me: grief, anger, humiliation. I was drowning in them. My voice shook as I choked out the words, "Lily, I thought you wouldn't come." But he tricked me. He made me leave with nothing. I told her everything, every last detail. I even showed her Bill's forum post. Lily read it in silence, her expression growing colder with every word. "That bastard," she spat. "Even in college, he was always testing your limits, constantly noticing how much power he had over you." I wiped my face and spoke in a voice full of guilt. "I was so foolish. He made me think that you were attempting to destroy our relationship by claiming that you were envious and detested my happiness. And I believed him. I turned my back on you." She sighed, shaking her head. "Sil, now none of that matters anymore. We grew up together. I was hurt at first, but after a few years, I just wanted to reach out. I was just afraid you didn't want to see me." I sniffled, trying to hold myself together. She took hold of my hands. "That's all behind us. What matters now is what you want to do next." I inhaled deeply, wiped away the last of my tears, and then said, looking Lily in the eye, "I'm going to take back everything he owes me. I'm going to ruin him." A slow, proud smirk spread across Lily's face. "There she is," she said. "That's the Anya I remembered." I created a new account and followed Bill. A notification popped up. He had just published a new update. It was a picture of a brand new car. The caption read, "Day 3. As my luck continues to improve after the foolish woman left, a wealthy woman gave me a $100,000 car and even claimed she wants to marry me. To all those who doubted me, how does it feel to be proven wrong? Oh, and the office invited me out tonight. Life couldn't be better. Going to take my new ride for a spin and enjoy my evening." Lily read the post, her face cold, calculating. "What's the plan?" she asked. I clenched my fists. "But first, I have to do something." "Anya, are you just going to sit here and watch this bastard celebrate?" "No," I said. "Find the woman who gave him that car. She's a victim too. He's using her, just like he used me. And if we want to take Bill down, she's our best shot. She's his client. If we turn her against him, we can—" Lily grinned. "Hit him where it hurts the most." "But what if she doesn't want to help?" "Trust me, even though it's unlikely, she is one of our company's partners, so leave that to me." I put my arms around Lily, tears threatening to fall again. "Without you, I don't know how I'd survive this. When I first found out, the shame and powerlessness nearly crushed me." She grasped my hand. "You're not alone, Anya. I'm your rock. Whatever happens, I'm with you." Just then, a thought hit me. I grabbed my phone and opened up the house security camera feed. It was a smart surveillance system we installed when we first moved in. Bill himself had insisted on it for safety. The screen flickered, and there it was, a man and a woman stepping into our home. I squinted. The woman, she had to be the receptionist Bill mentioned in his post. Lily's eyes darkened. "That bastard brought his mistress into your house." "Save the tape. That's proof of adultery. It'll work against him in court." I wasted no time downloading the video. Then I picked up my phone and called Bill. It rang for a long time before he finally answered. I could hear it, his labored breathing, the way he was trying to steady it. Bill, what are you doing, still in a meeting? I asked, my voice soft, almost innocent. I kind of miss you. From the surveillance feed, I saw him clamp his hand over the woman's mouth, silently signaling her to keep quiet. Bill? Yes, Anya, I was, just in the shower, he stammered. I had to bite my tongue to keep from laughing. I miss you, you know. This is the hardest part, but once I get through it, I'll grow, right? He sighed, falling right into the role. Exactly, sweetheart. This is just temporary. You're doing great. Stay strong for us, okay? I wanted to reach through the phone and slap him, but instead, I played along. Of course, Bill. You always know best. The second I hung up, I saved both the video footage and the call recording. This was sufficient to file for divorce and obtain my rightful portion of assets. But that wasn't enough. I wouldn't stop until he was left with nothing. Then Lily delivered good news. She found Charlotte, the woman who had gifted Bill the car. Lily arranged a meeting at a cafe. When Charlotte walked in, she was nothing like Bill had described. She wasn't plain looking. She was lovely, smart, a woman who exuded confidence and intelligence. The moment Lily mentioned Bill's deception, Charlotte's brows knitted together in skepticism. She didn't fully believe it, but she refused to be played by a man, and she certainly wouldn't invest in a company led by a fraud. So she agreed to meet me. I showed Charlotte everything. Bill's disgusting forum posts. Charlotte's face darkened when she saw the video footage of him meeting with another woman repeatedly and guiding her. She had spent a significant amount of money on Bill, but she never gave her career any priority for relationships. When Bill arrived, she had given herself permission to believe in the potential of love. He told me he wanted to build his career before settling down, she muttered. I admired that about him. Her fingers tightened into fists. I can't believe he was just using me as a free resource. Her voice intensified. I am not the kind of woman who wrecks other people's marriages. That bastard thought he could fool me. He must have taken me for a fool. She turned to me, her gaze filled with steely resolve. Anya, I'm sorry. In a way, I was part of the damage he caused. But I'm with you now. What do you need me to do? Tears welled in my eyes. Charlotte, before coming here, I was terrified you'd side with Bill. If that had happened, I wouldn't even know how to begin taking him down. She scoffed. Oh, please. My policy? Scumbags don't get second chances. If they don't learn the easy way, we teach them the hard way. She smirked. Anya, we settle both new and old scores. Together. Bill's not getting away with this. I stopped before speaking again, feeling a flash of shame. Charlotte, I wanted to know. If your company is hiring, I can do any cleaning or errands. I graduated from Northwestern University, but I haven't worked a day since. Do you think I even have a chance? Charlotte's expression softened. Of course, you'll start from the bottom, but I believe in you. Let's do this. Thank you, Charlotte. Without you and Lily, I wouldn't even know how to keep going. She squeezed my hand. Anya, listen to me. No one else can save you. You have to build your own way out. What you lost, what he wasted. Take it all back. And as for Bill, if he thinks he's getting another contract from me, he can keep dreaming. Then a thought crossed my mind. Charlotte, I saw him bragging online about the car you bought him. What are you going to do about that? Her lips curled into a satisfied smirk. That car? It's under my name. My plan was to transfer ownership if we got married. Bill actually pushed me to do it sooner, but when I hesitated, he backed off. Didn't want to seem too eager. She exhaled, shaking her head. Now it's clear he had this plan from the start. Lucky for me, I only spent pocket change on him. Cutting ties won't be a problem, but your case is trickier. Don't worry. We'll erase what we need to. We spent hours crafting a plan. By the time I left the cafe, the sky had turned dark. I wandered the streets, neon lights flashing around me, disappearing into the haze of people and cars that passed by. And for the first time in 20 years, I felt completely alone. I caught my reflection in a store window. My clothes were outdated, 2 years old at least. My hair was a mess, quickly knotted back. I looked out of place like I didn't belong in this city anymore. So I strolled into a salon and chopped my hair short. A fresh start. Then I bought a few outfits suitable for work. When I returned to the apartment, the loneliness hit me again. I turned on the security feed and started collecting more evidence. That girl, the receptionist, was still residing in my house. She had moved my furniture around and altered the whole interior design. She pretended to own the location, and observing it gave me a chilly determination to take everything back. I would bring Olivia home. For the next 2 weeks, I threw myself into work and revenge. I gathered evidence, building a case strong enough to destroy Bill. Then, on day 15 of our separation, I got a phone call. "Hello, is this Olivia's mother?" "Yes, who is this?" "I'm Vivian, Olivia's science teacher. Your daughter had an accident. She's in the hospital. Please come immediately. We haven't been able to reach her father." My mind went blank. My hands shook as I called Charlotte, barely able to form the words. She didn't hesitate. She grabbed her car keys. "Get in, we're going now." We raced through the city, my heart pounding with every second that passed. When we reached the hospital, I raced into the room and there she was, Olivia lying on the hospital bed, her face pale, her lips dry. "My baby girls, what happened to my daughter? She was perfectly fine when she left home. How did she end up like this?" The teacher, Vivian, gave me a cautious look. "I'm so sorry. This morning Olivia jumped from the school's science building. Fortunately, the sunshade below softened the fall, so her injuries aren't too serious." My blood ran cold. "Miss Vivian, why would Olivia do something like that?" "Please try to stay calm," she said. "The police and school are already looking into it. We'll find out what happened." I squinted at her, my voice low and sharp. "I expect answers, and soon." Charlotte and Lily wasted no time helping me dig deeper. The truth was devastating. Olivia had been bullied, and during that time she had called Bill, begging him to let her come home. But Bill had brushed her off, telling her she needed to be independent and self-reliant. "If you can't be independent, you'll end up like your mom, just a housewife. Look at your mom now. She's learning to grow on her own, isn't she?" My daughter, misled by her own father, had been too afraid to reach out to me. And Bill, that selfish bastard, had abandoned her completely. If only I had realized his deception sooner, if I had pulled her out of that school immediately. Would Olivia have been spared from this pain? The thought made my chest tighten. Hot tears blurred my vision. Charlotte put a comforting hand on my shoulder. "We'll do what we can for Olivia." I spent my days collecting evidence, taking care of my daughter, and fighting legal battles against the parents of the bullies. But Olivia had already changed. My once radiant, laughter-filled angel had become withdrawn, depressed. Watching her retreat into herself, hardly speaking, hardly smiling, my hatred for Bill grew stronger by the moment. Then my phone rang. I glanced at the caller ID. Bill. I pulled my emotions in check and answered. "Sweetheart, I've been so busy lately I haven't even asked how you've been. Do you miss me?" I stared at the black screen of the security feed. The cameras he was using to test me must have been turned off. "Bill, you won't believe it, but I got a job. Did you see the messages I sent? My boss and coworkers are fantastic. The work isn't nearly as difficult as you always made it seem." "Has Olivia reached out to you?" "Of course I saw them. Olivia is doing great. Just the other day she told me how much she's improved in school. She even asked if we could take her to an amusement park during the holidays." Lies. Every word, a calculated deception. But I played along. "That's amazing. She must really miss us." "By the way," he continued casually, "I left a critical document at home, but I can't remember where. Didn't we have security cameras? Can you check for me?" I smiled to myself. "Bill, you even promised to have the security cameras fixed, but you never did. They've been broken for a long time." "Oh right, that slipped my mind." There was a short pause before he asked again, "What about my gray t-shirt, the one with the checkered design?" "It's in the master bedroom, bottom drawer of the wardrobe." A beat of silence, then his voice softened. "Baby, the more I talk to you, the more I realize how much I miss you. It was so good having you around." I almost laughed. "If you miss me so much, should I just come home now?" "No, no," he rushed to reply. "It's only been a few days. You have to stick with it. I believe in you. I can hold on no matter how much I miss you. I love you, sweetie." His so-called longing was nothing more than a desperate attempt to make sure I hadn't found his affair. This scoundrel felt he was untouchable. Let him keep thinking that, because soon I was going to burn his entire world to the ground. She lost a husband, but gained her freedom, her dignity, and her voice. And that, my friend, is the kind of ending we all deserve. If this story moved you even a little, give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories that inspire, empower, and sometimes burn. Comment below, what would you do if you were in Anya's place?